What's up, guys? It's Mr. Javid, and today we're back on this Pokemon Showdown server. We're going to be using Sticky Web Offense. This is the treat of your life, guys. Check this out. So, shout outs to Gold Azu for the team, first and foremost. So, have you been having problem with Moltres? You tired of Moltres, Zapdos, Rotom Heats, feeling like they can switch in on your Celesteela with no consequences? Well, I have the mod for you. It's featuring, or introducing I should say, Power Herb Meteor Beam Celesteela with Autotomize. We don't play games. I think that's the mood. We don't play games. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to be using today. Before I start, check this out, right? Shout out to my man AC Shy, right? My man got from 1500 to 1900, was top 50, so it's like 1950 something or 1940 something. And he's like, yo, Jam, your videos helped me. And he's probably referring to the video series. Link's always in the description down below. Helped me get a going from 1500 to top 50 on the Gen 8 OU ladder. Before I watched your playlist, your video series with Duncan, I really had a hard time understanding which mons I needed to preserve to win the game. And asking myself the question you asked, Duncan, before and after each game, just made me see a real improvement. Clearly I can't read, in how far up the ladder I got, so thank you for that. And then he posted, it's really small, so it's hard to see, but it was around 1940 something, because top 50 now is, anyway, we'll show you. Oh, Zapdos. So immediately, Suicune. I think there's so many things that are slept on right now. Man, am I that low? 1824. We're gonna get to 1900s this live. Yeah, and get back up and get the better games and whatnot. Or maybe I should want to stay. I think 1900 players tend to be easier to play because they know what they're doing, whereas these guys make for more interesting games because it's hit or miss. And so it's debatable which one's better here, but my ideal situation is to lure that Zapdos in with my Celesteela, remove it, and then destroy him with my Galarian Zapdos. So that's my game plan, or destroy him with Pheromosa after Zapdos gets lured. I don't know how common the Celesteela set is. I'm actually gonna play around a bit just to scout. I'm not gonna Shuckle Lead because I don't need the you know what I'm saying, the Sticky Web. I would like rocks, but I don't think I need those either. So I'm wary of what would be the thing I'd be wary of. Suicune Skull Spam. It's actually kind of concerning. And so phase one certainly is gonna be Pheromosa, Banded Pheromosa, getting this healthy U-turn out. Now, I don't think I figured he'd be like, well, I'm not trying to get triple axled on the switch or ice beamed on the switch, if he went to Zapdos. Now he's max based on that. Spectre is solid. I don't want to just send him in and let him get burnt because, at that point, because I'm taking 0 damage from this. I know he's gonna Scald and all these things, and I'm gonna Encore on the off chance he doesn't Scald, but Scalds again. Sticky webbing Suicune means what? Well, sticky webbing for Celesteela is helpful, I guess. No, not Autotomize, outspeed his team. Man, Shuckle. I respect you for not getting burnt, though. Much respect. But this bulky water type is a problem. So, I know what I must do. So final Gambit here, just because, like, why not? And I'll opt for Farah into Spectria again as he takes a hit. Spectria gets burnt, not great, but this Suicune, because she should be fearing Will-O-Wisp. The burn on Blissey doesn't matter that much. It's annoying. That's very annoying. It's not a simple game because of his Suicune, and I don't have a water resist. I've come to realize, and so it's definitely the style of team where I have to beat them before they beat me. Blissey is his stealth rocker for sure. So since Pheromosa is so good, T-Wave would suck, but I figured as much. Yeah, you have to. So like Bandit CC here would be devastating to my opponent. I keep going to, I'm gonna triple axle hard first. Buzzwole made sense. Fucking Rocky Helmet. Oh my fucking god. So two CCs would have ravaged this Buzzwole. So I'm gonna opt for Selly first. He drain punches. I'm gonna Totemize on the out chance he goes to Blissey. Alright, give me my moment. This is my moment to shine. This is my moment to shine. Zapdos is dead, ladies and gentlemen! Oh my god, you're alive! No, live, live, live! Oh my god, you're trash. But him doing that with his Buzzwole really opened up my Zapdos. Now it's gonna come down to a couple of things. Still a tough game ahead. Ideal situation is that he goes Buzzwole here. Thankfully no static. That forces in Dragonite, I'd assume. And so Dragonite either dual wing beats or he extreme speeds. I think since I've shown triple axle, he must have extreme speed. Yeah, because otherwise that didn't make any sense. And so now he's open to CCs. Now the burn on Blissey would have been nice. It's likely teleport, which I can Will-O-Wisp spam on. He's gonna teleport again. Oh, he has Ice Beam. Which would have knocked out Pharaoh for sure. And break Zygarde sub. So it's gonna get real interesting. Again, staying in with Spectrier, forcing the Will-O-Wisp. I died to burn here, so he has to be very smart about what he goes to. Suicune will get dropped. I'm gonna CC here. Could opt for Dragonite. Makes sense, but if I get the multi-scale, then that opens up my Zapdos a lot. It just comes down to whether it's a Glare Zygarde or not. Because Bulk Up Zap wins, but I need a lot of conditions met. And if he paralyzes me, puts me in a very awkward position. So Suicune fucking lives. Banded fucking Pheromone. Adamant banded Pheromosa and this shit lived. So he's like max. He's like max fucking max. But if it's Drain Punch Buzzwole, I'd assume it's Drain Punch Ice Punch. Maybe Bulk Up along with it. Damn, that's tough. That's tough for me. I have to bank on Zapdos, obviously, but I have to bank on the fact that the Buzzwole, the Zygarde isn't Glare. So let's see, if I go Zapdos here, it forces in Dragonite. He gets to Dragon Dance as I bulk up. And then I have to Brave Bird and he gets no, I can't go Dragonite. I have to go Zygarde. Now the question is, does Zygarde break my Suicune break the sub? Hopefully it protects for some reason. Zygarde is mad bulky, so if it doesn't break the sub, that'd be a blessing. No, it doesn't. Awesome. So 1,000 arrows here. Knock this out. Upside, depending on what the Buzzwole is packing. If it's lacking bulk up of his own. Okay, he has bulk up of his own. No. Means he has Ice Punch. Which means I can't go to Zapdos hard here. Actually, I have to switch from bind to sub. If he Ice Punches here, so be it. But I figured he wouldn't that turn. Please fucking kill this stupid Pokemon. Zapdos, of course. Okay, so now he did that. Zygarde actually has a very solid shot at this. So he opts for Dragon Knight. Unless he's an Outrage variant. It could be Jolly. Let's say he's banded. Or what would I need to do to win this? Thunderous Kick or Brave Bird? I think Thunderous Kick is actually a little better if he is Dragon Dance and he's not. And if he's something else. If he's Outrage, I've lost. But that means this forces him to attack into me here. And if he's slower than my Zygarde, maybe I can pull something off, depending on what his Zygarde is. I'm pretty sure this is a L for your boy, though. I don't regret any decision. I'm really disappointed by the Celesteela not killing. That messed up a lot. I needed it to one-shot there. I'm very surprised it didn't. So it's dual Wing Beat, which is best case. It's not awesome, but it's best case. So coil into me taking a dual Wing Beat. This is gonna fucking hurt. Yeah. But if he's slower than me here, and I can knock him out with 1,000 arrows. Yes, okay. Okay, that's why I Thunderous Kick, to give me a fighting chance. Now the Blissey, I need to crit this shit. Crit, 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 crit. No. It's tough. That's tough. So I definitely need the Suicune. Really messed me up. I don't know if there was a way around that Suicune. In all honesty, I'd have to have. I don't know. Because I'd have to sack something to kill a Suicune, but everything that couldn't have sacked Celesteela, otherwise Zapdos wouldn't have us. My Celesteela is what made his Zapdos die. Pheromosa. Well, if I had CC'd his Buzzwole with my Pheromosa instead of triple Axling, that would have been dope. Because that would have likely forced him to give me the Buzzwole, which would have opened up Zygarde earlier. So maybe that's something I could have done instead. But yeah, I think we dropped a ton. Jesus, I know he took at least 20 points from me, so we're probably like 1,800 flat. So, but I do believe this team. That was a weirder team. Likely, if I face more standard mons like this, it should be like, look at this in Celesteela, you know. So like more standard-ish mons, then I'm feeling fairly confident. But something like a, you know, a max Suicune, probably not gonna be the best. But I do think Suicune has potential. It's not like I don't think Suicune is trash or something. But so Spectre potential sweep. Could be bulk up Zarude to counter Coil Zygarde with Darkest Lariat. That's actually Zarude might have. Yo, look into that. Look into that. Zarude might be the wave. But immediately when I look at his team, Sticky Web plus Zapdos. So it's a question of whether or not that Jirachi is a subset. If it's the case, if it's Zarude. So immediately I'm going to shut him down with Zarude and Force Jungle Healing. Yeah, I'll shot a ball here. So he's like max. Which I could see him doubling to Jirachi here. But if he does, I do have the Celesteela push come to shove. Very tempted to just, but I could have sub. Or I could opt for Will-O-Wisp, which are two very common things. But my opponent, what's his point? Where is he at? Yeah, like a 1705 player definitely double there. Like sub Spectrier would have completely invalid. Like I would have gotten a sub up and then I would have been able to muscle through his Zarude because I'd been able to get the nasty plot. That's 40%. Zarude's already dropped. But maybe he's really trying to stop Sticky Web. Celesteela is gonna come out here. I think I can nab a KO if I play well. As the Iron Heads, right? Zero Aura makes less sense than Moltres to me. I want to cover for his Zero Aura, but because I could double to my Shuckle here, right? But he's like, well, I don't see an item. They're usually leftovers. What is he packing? And so my game plan is Sticky Web, likely Zapdos. It just depends on what his mons are. I think Zapdos is the most probable as Moltres comes in. Very tempted to Air Slash here. Let me calc if I die from Flamethrower from here, because I do think you'd Scout. Defensive Moltres. The fact that it says OU there is super funny to me. Celesteela. And I'm gonna let the timer go down a bit. That way he no, not max Spadef. 0 serious, sure. So let's see. Flamethrower does 69 to 82. What am I at? So it's saying it's a 0% chance. I'll Meteor Beam though. Okay. Because I was figuring if he went Zero Aura, it'll be fine. So, victory. Moltres just got dropped. Forces Zero Aura in. The question is, does Zero Aura even KO me? It doesn't matter. I'm switching to Shuckle every time. Or do I? Let's find out. Invested Zero Aura is very different than, but Zero OU pivot. Plasma Fist KOs me like quite easily actually. Zygarde being in here. See, I don't need Zygarde. He has a jungle healing. Like I know he has to attack me. He has a jungle healing Zarude. So this forces Shuckle double on Zarude, which gives me the Sticky Web. That way I can start setting up for for Garchomp. What is Garchomp the counter? Maybe Scale Shot breaking the sub. Either way, we get the webs up here. Garchomp's a non-factor. He's super weak to Triple Axe of Pheromosa too. So once I start getting those boosts, I'm gonna be in a very good spot. He also has no close combat switches, so I guess that's something to be noted. See Toxics. That means he's likely defensive Chomp. Which is so weird then. Why would you go... that means you'd have lost to Zygarde. Unless you think that... defensive Chomp, Earthquake, Tail. Is that what they're running these days? What the kids are running these days? I could Gambit him, but... that doesn't get me that much. Because Triple Axe was gonna hurt. Let's save this. I could use this sack. Since, from what I'm seeing, he's probably hard-walled by Celesteela. Unless if I could Encore him into Toxic. No, that's a waste of time. I doubt he has a Fire move. So that means he wouldn't have a Dragon move, which again makes even less sense of why you'd go. Because you'd assume maybe Dragon Tail or something of that nature. So let's go Steela here as he Toxics. Steela, I'd assume he can't touch me, and so we get to Flamethrower spam. Is he what, Dragon Deck Tails? Okay, give me something good. Shuckle. I'd have liked otherwise, but take it. Encore here on the off chance he's feeling Dragon Taily. Dragon Tails, Dragon Tail. Actually, no. Gambit's better here. I might have to just bite the bullet on the... yeah, might have to just bite the bullet on the... I'm trying to stops Pheromosa from getting a ton of damage on it. But I guess it doesn't matter since I sweep now. Yeah, unless I'm missing something. Unless he was boots Zero Aura. That's the only qualm I'll have. Boots Zero Aura would be a problem. Because the Zarude shuts down 2 of my mons. So I'd have to play actually. I'd have to up the aggression if he eats boots Zero Aura. What's funny is that normally Pheromosa would be faster than Zero. Not this one. So Jirachi comes in. It was bulky Jirachi. So he's preserving his Garchomp over his Jirachi, which makes sense. I mean, Jirachi loses to everything. Nice TC stall. Makes sense. Again, it's going to come down to whether or not that Zero Aura is boots. So we're going to find out here. Sticky Web. No way, Scarf. Man, get this thing out of my sight. I'm like, you know, what? No way you're Scarf, bro. No way you're Scarf. If you're Scarf, probably Adamant Scarf. So Pheromosa gets a cool sweep there. So we some redemption. The Moltres failed on Zapdos, ain't failing on Moltres. This team is really fun though. Like, I really enjoy the concept of it. Not the best structural. I could change it a bit to make it more structurally, I guess, sound. It's heavily matchup dependent, and so I think it's more of just like, I want to use all these cool mons on the same team. Fuck synergy. But versus certain teams, that would work really well and just steamroll them. And so this happens to be not one of them. But and I look at his team, depending on what the clef is, it depends on a couple of things. If it's unaware clef, then less so, but yeah, if it's unaware clef, I'm not sure if I can win, because my team depends so heavily on I'll say no. I'll say I'm not recording. Maybe he's saying that if he, come on, man, don't come in. No. Did the no go through? Is it lagging? But maybe he had something sinister in stored. Well, guess I'll take the points. I mean, that's a good attitude. I'd have rather played the game because it looked like it was going to be a rough matchup. And, you know, if it's a rough matchup, then there's a lot to learn from that. And I'm still learning all the sets. The metagame is settling, but there's still so much to explore that every live I'm learning something new about this meta. Like, and so I would have liked to see what would have come about. That way, when I face that in the future, I'd just chop it down like it was nothing. Guys, anybody else seen Mono lose to Celesteela, or is it just me? If you see Mono lose to Celesteela, raise your hand. So, bulk up, Zapdos. Zapdos a problem. Like, he can't switch into Zapdos at all. Thunderous Kick plus Brave Bird just drops everything on his team. Spectrier, more importantly, drops his team. So we're gonna sweep him with Spectrier plus Zygarde. Sticky Web is okay. I'm actually killing this Melmetal this time. He actually leads Cinderace. I'm still gonna kill it. Didn't expect Landers because I could have just ice beamed him afterwards, but I'll take it. I cannot go to. It's actually a tough spot. I don't know if he knows rolls enough to know that that's banded, which is important because if he U-turns here, as he goes to Shuckle, then I have to give up a mon to his Zygarde. I mean to his Melmetal if it's choice banded. Now upside, this does allow for, so Pheromosa resists bug. If he stays into Stealth Rock, that gives me a lot of information on his skill level as well. Because again, Stealth Rock inviting Shuckle in would be a disaster. So he does stay in. I'd assume to U-turn. Now if he Stealth Rocks again, that gives me information. Doesn't die. It's good. Maybe he was just like, okay, well I'll just, I could see a Melmetal double here. The Shuckle is just really painfully obvious. Because this is about positioning here. And if you're not choiced, you don't want me going into my, so I'm gonna CC again here. So he's scarfed and he stayed in. So that gives me a lot of information early. A lot of valuable information. So speed tier wise, bulk up Zapdos still does not speed his Spectre, which is good information. It's probably heavy duty boots Cinderace. So, and it's probably heavy duty boots Kyurem. And so rocks are actually a little more important. No, because then it's not a speed tie with his Spectre. Interesting. He's staying in. He's committing to this because we both have no ghost resist. Okay. Couple ways this could go since he's gonna get +2. Couple ways this could go. I could counter sweep him. He could sweep me. But I think he's just made up his mind that he's committing to, okay, I'm just gonna try to sweep him. Which, if I was a Spadef Zygarde, would be a bad idea because then I'd just come in and sweep you back. But you know, if you think that you're gonna lose to Zygarde anyway, then this makes sense. And so, a couple options. I could go Zygarde, take the hit, or I could just risk the speed tie now. But me going to Zygarde taking the hit doesn't make a difference. The only difference it makes is if I think he'd switch out Fear and Glare. Let's do it. Let's do it. He wins a speed tie. He wins a game. Ah, man. Good game. So that could have gone very differently. But it's one of those things. I think at that point in his head is just like, I'm gonna commit to Spectre. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. And fuck the best play kind of thing. Because I'm saying, okay, if I had saved Pheromosa, gone into Shuckle, I would have gotten all the hazards up still, and he'd only have +1. And then because he'd only have +1, he can't sweep with. But I would have had a few more options. I could have Celesteela Meteor Beamed first, or I could have opted for and then went to Zygarde and finished him. And then at that point he could get swept by his Zapdos. But what I should have done there was accounted for something like that. But if he doubled to Melmetal, I would have had a lot to lose. But yeah, very winnable game for me there. I just didn't play efficiently. I gotta remember where I'm at too. Like, this is the ladder. I'm beating myself in a lot of these games. Okay, let's break this down. I think I can swiftly beat, based on what, like, the patterns I've been noticing, I think I can swiftly beat him with Zapdos and Zygarde. I'm done giving the credit. I'm just going to, because like even this, right? Well, if you assume that, unless he is T-Spikes, oh, that's bad for me then. That's really bad. Same plan. I do intend to sweep him with Zapdos, Sticky Web. Rocks or webs. Webs means what for? Webs means Zapdos outspeeds even the Zarude. But I wall Zarude stab. Rocks means KOs on certain things. So let Metal come in. When I'm actually gonna go Celesteela, the scout is set. I'm not gonna sweep with Celesteela. I think I can get some mileage out of it here, depending on what he expects me to have. So double Iron Bash is not banded, which means that, you know, Thunder Punch, something of that nature. He's a Soul Vest. I do need the damage as he also pecks into. So he doesn't want the damage on him. He's very Drill Run weak too. So Meteor Beam. If Flamethrower did 11, he's max defense. Please. Let's see how much Meteor Beam would have dropped him there. Air Slash is 120. A Meteor Beam on the boost. That's tough, man. That's really tough. A Meteor Beam would have dropped him on the boost. As he Thunder Waves with T-Spike up. See what I'm talking about, guys? I don't know what the hell is going on with this ladder. CC into. I'll Drill Run on the out chance he goes Pex. Shuka, huh? Very interesting stuff. Clef taking that hit's gonna matter. Very interesting stuff. And he didn't heal, which is a big deal, because that means that Zapdos bulked up, probably sweeps. Shuckle means. I'm actually very surprised that he shook a fucking berry, guys. Sticky Web means Zarude guarantees on speeds. Means that no final Gambit here. What did he go for? Did he teleport? Okay. Clef. If I triple Axle is Clef, then Zapdos drops him, doesn't it not? Duron did 33. Duron is 80. CC's 120. He'd bring it back in. I'll triple Axle here. See how much it's doing to Clef. Give me something good. Give me something good. Fuck. Come on, give me something good, Pheromosa. Give me something good, Pheromosa. Yes, Clef is gone. That's a beast boost. And so now, nothing. Like, that last game took a lot of steam out of me. I shouldn't have allowed that. But what would I have done? If I'd high-hearted, I'd have to give up Celesteela. I guess I had to be open to giving up Celesteela. Triple Axle heal. Jungle healing. Let's see what we can do. This goes Zarude, which is best case actually. Because Zarude has to attack here. Well, no, he doesn't. He could jungle healing, but I have to go for broke on his jungle healing, right? And what this does is it allows for me to Thunderous kick into Thunderous Kick into Brave Bird. Yeah, Thunderous Kick into BB. He went back to Metal. It's fucking leftovers. What's going on? Leftovers. Iron Bash. Leftovers Metal. Huh. So he clearly doesn't want me to get damage on this. Not EOL. So I'll Pheromosa pivot here, anticipating Bliss. If he stays in, then I'm good too. And then, you know, force the thing to come in on a drill run, the Toxapex, which opens up Zapdos here. Because now I can Brave Bird KO him. Now it's gonna come down to, because I'd assume he'd sack something else to preserve Toxapex, otherwise he gets dropped. But he saw leftovers, so maybe not. He does stand. Fuck. So I could have killed his Pex there. Similar situation. Does the same thing again. So I'm guessing he's just gonna sacrifice the Toxapex. Okay, but I lost a lot of health here. Okay, so he's giving me Pex, which means that Zapdos actually has a solid shot now. So let's see. Double Iron Bash. Zygarde forces in Zarude, and then Zarude. Now this is where it got annoying, where I said that me not having Sticky Web up might matter. He got crit with 1,000 arrows though. Dragon Dance. I predict him to bulk up here. If he attacks me, that sucks. Jungle Healing, best case for me actually. This allows for me to bulk up. Thunderous Kick might be hard. Thunderous Kick might be better than bulking up here actually. For two reasons: if he hards Metal, but I don't know what his Zygarde is yet. That's really important. If he goes hard Zygarde and he's a Glare variant, then but upside is I beat the Glare variant. Please fucking hit. And I outspeed Metal. Please, Zapdos, for the love of God. Please. Thank you. Oh wow, that didn't kill. It's gonna be close. I need Zapdos. Come on, pull through for your boy. So it goes Zygarde first. I mean Zarude first, which may have been a misplay. I'm not sure what this means. I'm gonna bulk up again. That way I knock out the Metal. Okay. So please, I know you've been. Oh my God, you're a beast. Thank you so much. Don't say GG yet. I wasn't saying GG until I won that game, because if you watch yesterday's live, you already saw I got paralyzed 5 times in a row. I think out of 15 turns, I got paralyzed 10 times out of the 15. And so for Zapdos, that's my payback for yesterday. So that's dope. But like, you see what I'm talking about? Like, the ladder is so funny, and I don't think this team gives me enough leeway. Not that I care, I'm still gonna play. But it doesn't give me a lot of defensive leeway to make mistakes, and so I gotta hustle for these points with this. But I really do enjoy it. I think the Celesteela meter beam thing is very cool. I love that. I like cool little shit like that. Unfortunately, I'm not facing the type of teams that would, you know, the Moltres style of teams that if we were bringing anything else, you already know, nothing but Moltres. But I think Thunderous Kick Zapdos, I really underestimated, because I was like, maybe I need CC, but that defense drop is huge, man. That defense drop and me not losing defense or recoil has been huge. I'm never really using Blaze Kick, and so I'm debating whether or not, because that's the second time I've faced a Zygarde that glared me. I'm thinking perhaps Substitute is superior. There are so many situations where I've seen them switch around, and I wish I had Substitute. And I'll like something like Aegislash, which isn't very common, would be annoying. But other than that, like I'm Gucci. Not too much to pressure with the Sticky Web. I think ultimately it's gonna come down to whether or not that's a unaware clef, just like the rest. But I really like Celesteela in this one. So if I overwhelm with Stealth Rocks and shut down his Heatran, I'm looking at a very solid game. Pheromosa, close combat switches are clef primarily. U-turn switches clef primarily. So it would make a lot of sense to me if he were to clef start here. Clef start doesn't really matter for me. What I'm gunning for is perhaps catching his Mandibuzz. I'm not sure how I would, but perhaps catching his Mandibuzz. Clef just guards against the biggest problems to him, for me. So, like, I'm like, well, odds for Heatran. So, very odd. I'm gonna CC hard to show this. I'm gonna show the. He's Scarf. What's his rocker? His Clef? He's Scarf. Doesn't matter if he's Scarf or not. My play is always to slow, bro. Alright, so that gave me a lot of information. When your slow bro is your Pheromosa switching, that gave me a lot of information. So let me get these rocks up as he outs for Tran. Very interesting, as I'll be able to encore hard. Okay, so webs and is the damage better on this? I mean, I'm gonna be low anyway if he hits the next magma. And then it gets to show me what his, because it could be Ice Beam. I could see Ice Beam Slowbro being the wave. So this gives me some final gambit damage as he actually switches out into Mandibuzz, which this gets real interesting right here. Because if the Mandibuzz defogs, that must be unaware Clef. I outspeed Mandibuzz. They're Fizz Def. If I get this KO, even if I don't get the KO, he gets opened up by Spectre a lot. I'm gonna go for the Meteor Beam KO because I know it'll encourage him to defog. If he's faster than me, I'm gonna be tight. And if he's Spadef, I'm gonna be tight. Okay, so Spectre is open. Celesteela just destroyed a young Mandibuzz. He was gonna defog. Again, guys, whenever I see certain things, I try to make sense of it, right? And so if I see that, okay, he's gonna defog knowing I could pivot to Zapdos, and if I pivot to Zapdos and he doesn't have unaware Clef, I win. So, because it'll give me an immediate +2, and then you have to cover for bulk up. Now, he might not know that bulk up is a thing, and he's just as ignorant as my damn self in some of these games. So that could be a factor. But these are things that I think about when I'm playing, where I'm like, okay, how do we make sense of what my opponent just did, right? So Zygarde hard is going to cover Magma Storm. Now, he could Toxic, but versus a boosted +2 Celesteela, I doubt it. And so this allows 1,000 arrows, so we're gonna get to see, as he is unaware Clef. No, he's not. He got the speed drop. No, he's fucking Magic Guard. Okay, which means good news for my Spectre, for my Zygarde, for all these awesome things, for Zapdos. Very good news. Good news for Pharaoh. Pharaoh's just gonna come in and hit the whoop. You know what I'm saying? As he Moonblast hard, which is good. No. Spoke too soon. But Spectre sweeps. with the special attack drop, it changes a little bit, but because I don't know what else he has. Meteor Beam would allow me to get the special attack boost again, but it would make me stand. If he goes to Tran, then I get to. Let's stay in an air slash here. That's good damage. Yeah, see? Something like that is exactly what I didn't want. Actually don't need my scarf here. So now hard Spectre. 2 reasons. Well, Magirna comes in. Oh. Okay. Perhaps he switched the Clef out and didn't heal. There's so many things that are like, okay, what? So Volt Switch would mean Heatran gets the free switch, which I don't mind because then gives me the sub and the DD with Zygarde, and I remove. So he's Volt Switch, and he seems to be Specs because there's no way you'd have KO'd me otherwise. So Oscar Clef, and so we're back to square one where Spectre gets the switch. Wow, he actually took that really well. So he knocks. As I said before, I don't mind not having my item. See, Oster Heatran, Spadef-Tran. Okay, which means he probably has Toxic. So Clef, Pheromosa right now with CC just gathers bodies. Because my big thing is, actually I may have made a mistake letting the item on this go, because the Kyurem can, so I actually have to go Zygarde here. I didn't think he'd Magma Storm, but I may have made a big mistake here because I have to DD here. It comes down to what, so he has Sticky Web. It comes down to what his Slowbro has. If it has Ice Beam, then, so it's called, that shouldn't break my sub. So allows me to DD again, which shuts down his Kyurem, right? Which is, this is why I Dragon Danced instead of the other option, because the Kyurem, if it Dragon Dances back, because Ice Spirit is gonna destroy me if he gets the hits. But Kyurem would have destroyed me. And so what this allows is for me to let's Thunderous Kick first, because it can go a couple ways, especially if he has Future Sight, because at this point Spectre can, solo him. Let's assume Future Sight's a thing or Scald's a thing. And so right here, obviously, you want to scout for, maybe not. The way he plays, maybe not. Okay, so that means I can CC sweep him here. Spectre forces Heatran in, which wastes the. That wouldn't have KO'd him, obviously, but it would have done a ton to him to where Zapdos +1 Brave Bird would have dropped him. So Spectre did how much to this the last time? Where are we at? Future Sight, Shadow Ball, Heatran, Clef, 39%. So he eats. So I'm thinking if leftovers, he's Spadef, Zapdos spam, because he soft boils here. So do I give up? Wow, that sucks. One, I just knew I wouldn't die, so it allowed me to Wisp into Hex, and then that would have put him in range of CC. But that sucks though. That sucks. And that might have been a roll, I'm not sure. The last one did 39. it's hard to say. But me getting 2 crits, the crit on Slowbro was the biggest thing. Yeah, the Clef took 39, so that's some bullshit. But yeah, it is what it is. I can't control it. At that point, again, me going down to Future Sight would have been the biggest factor. Because if I didn't go down to Future Sight, that meant that right, as we notice here, because I didn't go down to Future Sight. Sorry about the look. Yeah. I like this guy's spirit. Like, he's not what the fuck, you know what I mean? I'm just very level-headed. I like his I like how he handled that. He's like, I wonder if it's a role rather than fuck this game, these lucky bastards, you know, and clicking X and not reviewing your situation. I wonder if he's a subscriber of mine. He behaves like he knows about, you know, the stuff. Plus to attack, U-turn, plus to that can't be right. Yeah, that can't be right. Fucking 44 plus attack for Hermosa. Add a band. But yeah. Alright, so he ran the calc for Clef, so the crit likely didn't matter on Clef, but the crit on Slowbro mattered a lot. GG, bud. Great outlook. You know, Bandit Faribault 902. But yeah. I figured he was a subscriber of mine. Like, people on my channel just are very different. I don't think you could watch me if that wasn't the case. So likely back to where we started. Y'all got an hour, man. Y'all got an hour. I'm gonna leave it here. I do enjoy using this team, but I do have other shit to do as well. So thanks for watching. Hit the like button down below. You guys have been killing it, and it's very much appreciated. The Academy, each video is just doing better and better. More people are joining, more people are starting to hit their goals, and it's all because of y'all. So again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.